Aloha, shalom. We're here for the full moon activation, August 2023. And I'm just setting up while everyone tunes in. I have missed you guys so much in those times when I have to just transcribe the activation. It's a really cool experience to transcribe it. It's just different. I love being with everybody here. And I know you all do too, so glad I could be here with you all right now. And I'm just going to begin to shuffle. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. I'm in a little bit of a different space tonight, but I'm still broadcasting from the lovely Sedona, Arizona. Where in the world are you? My house is nice and quiet right now, so I'm just gonna keep it down a bit. Yay! Phoenix in the house. Fellow Arizonian. Feeling like I need to move my setup here a little bit. There we go. I need more space. I feel like I need space tonight. I gotta be comfortable, you know what I'm saying? Gotta be comfortable. Hey everybody, let me know in the comments where in the world you're tuning in from. And then if you feel called, I invite you to share this video while we're live with any family or friends, or maybe you have a favorite Facebook group. Maybe there's someone you know who could use an uplifting message right now, or someone you know who might really enjoy this activation with us live. And as always, you'll be able to have the recording when it's done. You can share it if you'd like when we're done, or you can also check me out on YouTube and Instagram, Rebecca Magic, because I will also share the video there as usual for those who are not on Facebook. New Zealand in the house. Missouri in the house. Cool. For those of you who are returning to the activation portal, welcome back. For those of you who are new, we do this every week. You'll know when we're going to do it because an activation happens at each of the 4 parts of the moon cycle. So right now we're at a full moon. It's a powerful, light, powerful full moon. And the full moon is all about full illumination, the full picture. We're receiving the full picture right now. So what is being highlighted? What is being clarified? What is being shown to us? Slovenia, Oklahoma, Virginia, Canada, everyone in the house. So the full moon is about just receiving that, right? And everybody thinks, oh, it's the full moon, so it's the end of the cycle, but it's not. We actually have a 4th quarter. We have the final quarter moon, which really wraps things up. And that will be next week. And that is really about integrating what we're now seeing. So for this week, starting now with the light of this full moon, and maybe you've been feeling it already for a couple days, we're in a space of just receiving the light, receiving the image that's being shown to us right now. Because if we can just pause and fully give ourselves to that process of receiving that image, we won't miss anything. If we start to integrate as we're receiving it, we may miss something because we're not being present, because we're dividing ourselves. So leave the integration to next week. And right now, just do your best to be present and receive exactly what we're being shown. And what exactly are we being shown? That's why we're here together to do this activation. So thank you to the archetypes, faces of the one, in advance for this message that's about to come through. We are grateful. And that means thank you, thank me, thank we, thank one, think all, because the archetypes are the foundation and building blocks of all of creation. So that's you and me and we. So thank we, one. Beginning with the challenge. Who's the one to sum up the theme of the challenge and gift? Because the challenge and gift are one. What is the theme that we're stepping into? What's a little glimpse into the future? And if you guys have been here before, you know that the future is not written, right? There are cycles and a certain rhythm to nature that is very predictable and very reliable because it always was, is, and always will be. That's a little bit different. We can't foretell the details of the future because we're writing that story right here, right now, each moment as we proceed, as we make choices in thought, speech, and action. So when we pull this card, I always, I give a little disclaimer. I always have to share that I'm in no way saying that the future is written, the details of the future are written. It's that it's giving us a theme that is absolute, that is a part of the cycle of life and the harmony of the cycles of nature, and it's in harmony with ourselves, and because we are one with nature. Okay, so it's a predictable theme. Okay, because we're riding this wheel of life, and so that's what we're talking about when we pull a card that represents what we're stepping into. It still gives you your free will. That can never be taken away. Okay, so for example, don't ever let some gypsy tell you that, you know, you're gonna leave this person, or you're gonna find that person, or you know, you're gonna end up losing your job. Or when it starts to get that detailed with the material details, things can get really hairy, right? Because a lot of people don't believe in themselves, don't believe in their own power, and so they give more power to that message. I don't want to go too deep into that, right? Because we're getting ready to do the activation here. And I don't want to offend anybody. I just want to say that it's so important to keep the themes universal, because that's all we really need to know anyway. The rest is free will, what we choose to do with that. So you'll never catch me going there. Okay, it's all about what's behind the veil, the universal truth, the themes at the foundation of what it is we're actually experiencing. Okay, so with that said, what we're stepping into. And as always, shouldn't say always, I like to switch things up every now and again, but as we usually do, we pull a Hebrew card, a Hebrew letter as the ally of the week. Okay, beginning with the challenge and gift. 9 of Pentacles. 9s are endings, so they come at the end of each of the suits. And remember, the tarot is a sequence. It's a story with stories of the elements in it. Okay, so when we pull the Pentacles, we're talking about the suit of Pentacles. We're at 9, so we're at the end of this part of the story. You move from the Ace to the 9 to the 10, which is the begin again. Okay, so 10s are endings with the promise of a new beginning. 9s are endings. And so this is saying, I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to jump into it. Wherever you find yourself amongst your creations right now, in your material world, which also involves the people, right? Because it's not just things, it's everything about your material reality, your creation, all around you. Wherever you're finding yourself right now, it's a time to really look around and evaluate what of these things, these situations, these relationships that I've manifested right now are things that I can remember praying for, right? Some of those things you might not remember, you might not be able to connect, but some of them are very obvious. I asked for this, right? It's like looking around and saying, I asked for this life. Okay, it's time to evaluate. It's time to ask yourself, have I gained the fulfillment I was seeking when I prayed for these things that are here now? Have I gained that fulfillment? Revisiting the original intention. Is there something I need to start thinking, start saying, start doing to get myself more into the real version of what it was I was trying to manifest? For example, are my manifestations fulfilling those dreams, those intentions, or do I need to refine? Are maybe the things that I've manifested in my life not what I thought it was going to be? What is my true idea, my true vision of prosperity? What do I want in my life? Who do I want in my life? What is going to make me feel the most satisfied? How can I manifest a life on this material plane that reflects true purpose, true abundance, true prosperity? Have I created or manifested things in my life, maybe even put a lot of effort into creating or manifesting things in my life that I'm realizing now actually aren't fulfilling a purpose in the name of the divine one purpose of bringing heaven to earth, the one purpose we all share? Because definitely, if I'm feeling out of resonance with something I have manifested in my life, it is not serving the most high purpose because I'm not feeling it. So either I need to change my perspective about it, or I need to make a change and move away from it. Because everything should be a part of that goal, that mission, right? And we really all share that mission. We all share that mission. It just looks different in each of our lives. So if you're not feeling resonant with something or someone that you have manifested in your reality, it's time to really ask yourself, why is that? Is it something that I can shift within myself? Or am I learning that it's time to walk away from this project or this job or this person? It's going to show you again. It looks like this. Okay, so how fulfilled do you feel? How content do you feel? I mean, look at her, right? Content. 9, endings, completion. It's pentacles, the suit of mind to matter, thoughts to things. Do I feel satisfied with my creations? Am I proud of them? How can I refine? And before I move forward, I just want to say I'm feeling like I should add this on. It's something that's coming up. There may be some of us who are in a living situation, in particular, living situation that is very uncomfortable, doesn't feel satisfactory, doesn't feel like the true space that we want to be in. Okay, so we're still working on being comfortable with where we're at, the life that we've created. For a lot of us, this is really speaking to the home life. And we're moving toward the sun. Okay, so again, like some people might see this, and just going back to what we said about a card of the future, right? They might see this and start getting really specific. Oh, you're gonna shine so bright, you're gonna attract this new person. Da, 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 da. Like, we don't even need to go there. We could just talk about the theme that's definitely coming, because that's for certain. All the other details, let's leave it up to you. What do you want to do with it, right? Okay, so we're going toward the sun. And the sun, right away, I'm seeing an image of the sun next to the moon. The moon is the card before the sun. It's card 18, and the sun is 19. And the sun is where we shine all that we have become through the darkness of the night, right? So it's like you have a dark night of the soul, you make it through, you shine like the sun. You shine everything that you've learned. You shine a new light that is now refined. You've done some reprogramming, you dug deep, and now you've emerged in the light, okay? So that's really what's going on here. So it's saying that we're stepping into this season to be able to be confident, to be able to speak up, to be able to show who we really are. It may have felt hard. It may have been feeling dark lately. You may have been feeling some feelings of hopelessness or despair. But you're doing the work. As long as you do your best, you got to trust the sun is coming out. You're gonna shine. That work is going to amount to something. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing it. You're not doing it. You're not doing anything for nothing. Everything is for something. It's a lesson or a blessing. So really know that. And if you feel like, gosh, I'm still stuck in that space, well, know it now. Know it yesterday. Better know it. Really remind yourself through the darkness of the night, through the time where the moon is the only light and it's so dim and you're barely holding on. Remember that the day follows the night. Darkness turns to light every time. So find your strength and your hope in those dark moments, knowing that the sun will come. And we are being reminded of that. It is on the way. We are stepping into that. So the way that these look together could be like this. I've really been struggling. I haven't been enjoying what I've created for myself in this reality. Oh my gosh, everything is a struggle. Why did I do this? Okay, these might be some thoughts, depending on where you're at, right? On the scale of this negative to positive with this archetype. You may be really feeling it heavy in the darkness and thinking, what the heck did I do? How did I end up here? Why did I make these choices? This is not the life that I want. But then it's time to turn it around and say, well, what can I do to change this? I appreciate how far that I've come. I see that, I can connect my prayers to my manifestations. I know why I attracted this. I'm grateful. I receive the lessons. I receive them as blessings. And I know, and this is key here, to say, I know that nothing is for naught. I know that nothing I did is thrown out the window if I decide to take another path. I don't blame myself for being where I am. See, these are so important. It's important to get to this space, to move from, and it's okay to be in this space of darkness, of despair. But then it's important to move forward and say, it's okay. You know what? I'm not happy right now, but I can be. And no matter what, there are lessons and blessings, and let me see those. Let me be progressive. Let me be compassionate toward myself. Let me forgive myself for where I am. There's nothing to even forgive. This is perfect. It's all perfect. It's all a part of the plan. Okay, cool. So even though I didn't manifest the exact material details I'd like, it's all temporary anyway. And all of it is for the lessons. All of it is so that our soul can expand, so that our mind can evolve. We are all here for the same reason, to psychologically and spiritually evolve. So if that's really some people blowing up my WhatsApp on here. So if we really know that that's why we're here, and we really know that, right? That's why we're all here watching this. Then we must be okay with not being okay. We must be okay with saying, hey, gosh, I got to start over here. Whoops, scratch that, erase that, do over, try again. We have to be so okay, so much more than just okay with that process, because that is the process. That's what we all go through again and again. So we have to embrace that and not beat ourselves up when we don't land exactly where we thought we might. In fact, we should know better by now. Come on, we should be laughing at ourselves. Of course, this, I accept where I am because this is exactly where I need to be. And even when I think that, oh man, I don't know how I ended up here, how did I, even in those moments, there are actually opportunities to shine our brightest. Because everything's an opportunity to embody a virtue. And in those moments, oh my God, the level of opportunity there for virtuous embodiment is profound. Because in those moments, we can make the most alchemy, from darkness to the light. We can say, God, how did I end up here? But I remember it's so that I can learn and be the best me. Okay. Okay. And so when you do that, then the light within you shines so bright because you shine the all virtuous light of creation, or a part of it, right? Because all virtues are a piece of the all virtuous light, which is compassion. They're like rivers of the ocean, right? All rivers lead to that ocean. So, for example, in those moments, you are being offered the opportunity to go from darkness to the light in a way of going from despair to trust, surrender, acceptance. And when it's easy to have acceptance, it doesn't do as much alchemy, you know what I'm saying? But when it's hard, when it's really difficult, those are the moments we prove ourselves. So we're being asked right now to look at what we've created in our lives and how can we embrace all of it, moving from this, I don't know how I got here, why am I going through this, to I can see why I may be here, and I can look for the lessons, and I can be grateful for those and know that through those lessons I grow, and know that even if I attracted exactly what I thought I wanted, the lessons would still be the same because there's no escaping her destiny. There's no escaping this path of virtuous embodiment because we're all here to do that because we are that. So we're all here walking each other home, right? Uncovering, unveiling, unleashing the light within. So wherever you find yourself, there you are, and it's perfect. It's perfect. So all we need to do is remember the mission anyway, is to expand the light of the collective consciousness, the individual who is one with the collective consciousness. And when we remember that that is the ultimate mission, we can never truly be dissatisfied or disappointed even in what we've created because we trust there is nothing outside of divine order, and we make all the decisions we make for a reason. So the quicker we can accept, the quicker we can be grateful, the quicker we can recollect ourselves and keep going despite feeling like we may have come off the path. It's all about remembering we never did. So don't despair. Find contentment, find gratitude again, come back to that space, remember your mission, remember our mission. And if you can do that, you're already on your way. You've actually, if you can get there, you're going to feel better than you could have if you manifested what you thought you wanted. This is what you really want. This is what you, who you really are. This is what that you really want. So then you move from this, oh gosh, I didn't really manifest what I wanted to. Of course, I always do. I manifested exactly not only what I wanted, but what I needed, what my soul wants and needs, what our collective soul wants and needs. And from there, you can feel absolutely satisfied, and it has nothing to do with what you see when you open these eyes, huh? And how ironic. The ally of the week is the Hebrew letter Ayin. A-Y-I-N, if anybody wants to Google it. Ayin. And remember, it's flipped because we're on a camera, so you might want to Google it, learn a little bit about this sacred letter symbol right here. Each Hebrew letter has a hieroglyphic symbol associated with it, and for the Ayin, you guessed it, it's an eye. And whenever we want to understand the hieroglyphic symbol, we relate it to the divine. So it's the eye of God. It's the all-seeing eye, whatever you want to call it, the primordial eye. So that's really funny that we're like, eyes, and then it's like, boom, baby. So this is the ally of the week. Ally. Sorry. And so I love this. I love this for this activation. The Ayin is the 16th letter of the alphabet. It's connected to Arcanum 16, the Tower, better known as, well, it's more widely known as the Tower, but better known as the Lightning. And you could see it as like the eye of creation shoots out the lightning, which knocks the cap off of the tower, right? What all that is saying, what that imagery of the tower is portraying is a total reset. A lot of people are afraid of the tower. If you want to know more about the tower, please ask me about my hour-and-a-half long class on it. It's a recording. private message me or let me know you want the class. I have a class on every major arcanum card and all the symbolism. What it's portraying is a total reset. A lot of people are afraid of the Tower. There's absolutely it's actually ridiculous to be afraid of any of these cards and what they represent, because they are all representing natural laws that are functioning through and as you. Okay, so the Tower, for example, is a reset. It's when we get a reset before we can return to who we truly are, right? So with the Ayin as our ally, it's saying really open your true eye, open your eye of truth and see your reality from that perspective. What have you manifest? Look at it, but look at it from that higher perspective. And from that perspective, that holy, sacred, divine perception, right? That awareness shines like a light upon your life and everything in it, and it will purify just by seeing. If you can be honest with what you're seeing, if you can really be in that space of truthful perception and look at your life, if you can really do that with honesty, then you will, just by looking at your life, begin to affect it and change it. Because you'll look with the eye of truth, and what you see, you will not be able to turn away from. What you see, you simultaneously accept and begin to shift just by observing it with truthfulness, with truth. Okay, so you're seeing, just like on the Tower card, right? You'll see on some cards, and I invite you to Google some art, go on Pinterest, whatever. Look up many different ones. A great one is the Brotherhood of Light version. It shows a really nice tower art. So just imagine an eye shooting lightning. It's knocking the cap off of the tower, okay? So this is you. This is your eye, and it's shining a holy, sacred, constructive, but also destructive light upon all that is in your life, right? And as it shines this light, that light is made of that truth. It's light of truth, okay? And this truth just moves across your life by you observing it from this perspective. And it resonates with all that is like it, all that is truth, all that is also light in your life. And it remains. It remains because it can resonate with it and therefore continue to manifest into existence. Whereas when you shine that light, or rather focus your truthful awareness upon the situations in your life that are not that, they will be destroyed. They will not be able to be sustained. They will no longer vibrate into creation. Okay, so that's your I. There's only one here, I and I, one. So meet there. Let's meet there and shine this light from thine eye upon our lives. And if we all do this individually, wow, what we do together by doing it individually, right? So let's look at the details of our own lives. Shine that light upon it, the light of truth from that inner eye. Look from there. What shall remain and what needs to be transformed, right? Because when we say create and destroy, really we're talking about energy transformation, right? So to just be very specific, when you're shining that light, it's like, what is that light going to sustain and what is it going to transform? Okay, so I just love this. I love looking at the Roman numerals, just the patterns here, if you put them together, right? You have 19, which reduces, right? Because 1 and 9 makes a 10, makes a 1. 1 through 9, 10, begin again. You see really cool energies between these two cards. You take any two cards from the deck, by the way, or any sequence of cards, you can pull them all out randomly, and you'll be able to find beautiful connections within them if you have that ayin to see. And then you're able to see the story from their weaving together. You can do this with any of the cards. They work like crystalline fractal. You take some, put them together, and they make their own sort of a shape, which then tells a story. So these two, very cool, very cool. These three, very cool. You can do it with the Hebrew alphabet, yes. You can do it with English alphabet. You can really do it with anything. You don't even need cards. but they make a cool bridge for us to be able to communicate in this funny world, right? Okay, so just to sum it up for those who tuned in late, or just to kind of gather the message into one little summary here. And remember, if you have more to share, we have a private group on Facebook, the Archetypal Alliance. Please join and share what you see in these cards, because we could go on for hours, really. There's so much to see. Maybe you want to share how it relates to your personal life, because it could help another who sees that. So join us in our private group and feel free to share there. Okay, but just for our little summary right here to close it up. We may not be exactly where we thought we would be, or we may be in a space where we thought we wouldn't want to be at all. But it's time to remind ourselves that we're exactly where we need to be, and we have everything we need to move forward and create a shift. But we will only do that when we can be compassionate for self and remember the mission of expanding the light of the collective consciousness. That is the mission. And when we remember that, we have no doubt about where we are, where we have come to, why our prayers brought us to this moment, why our intentions brought us here. So we come back to forgiveness, trust, acceptance, surrender, and then to be progressive, proactive, using that inner eye of truth to scan our lives, enhance that which is already truth, light, love, and transform that which is not. So wherever you are, it's all good, it's great, it's perfect. Remember who you are, remember your mission, and transform what you must in order to move forward. Yay, that was awesome. Thank you so much, everybody who's here. The energy feels so good. I love you guys. Thanks for being here for this activation. Whew. May this full moon really illuminate for the whole week. Take it slow. May it really illuminate all of those things in your life that need to be shifted. May it illuminate all those things in your life that have come to an end in a way that you can be grateful for all of it and prepare for a new beginning. And I'll be here doing that work with you, with all of you. And if you want to go deeper with the meanings of these cards, please let me know. Of course, my book number 1, The Royal Path, goes into all of the major arcanum cards. My book number 2 goes into the minor arcanum with secrets about the manipulations you'll find in almost every modern deck. You'll see on a lot of my cards, I actually change the names and the numbers, not in these two. But for those of you who've been here before, you probably know. So if you want to know about those manipulations, if you want to know about a new but really ancient way of reading tarot, my books are for you. Book number 1, Major Arcanum. Book number 2, Minor. If you want to know more about the symbolism, which is not in the books, I have video courses that are recorded, 60 to 90 minutes long, each Major Arcanum card. So if you have a favorite card, or you want to start from the beginning and work your way through the story, or maybe a card came up for you recently and you're not understanding it, reach out, ask me about my book, ask me about my class. If you really enjoyed this activation or a previous activation, please leave a review on my page. It's just facebook.com/royalpathtarot. You can leave a star review there. Or if you're like, I don't know how to do any of this, just send me a review in a private message or email it to info@royalpathtarot.com. Love to hear from you guys. I'm so grateful for your support. Thank you to everyone who's been purchasing my book. I hope you're enjoying it. And also thank you to those of you who've been donating. As many of you know, I have a little baby. I'm working much less these days. It's really just the mom life. So your donations mean so much. It's such a gift to receive back for these activations that I've been offering for so many years. It's such a gift. I already received so much from being here with you guys, and doing this work is the most fulfilling to me. So on top of that, to receive gifts and donations from you guys, to, showing your gratitude and how much you love these activations means so much to me. Thank you. All of the links are on my wall for donation. This video will go to YouTube and Instagram, Rebecca Magic. So if you're not on Facebook and you want to know how to donate, reach out to me privately. You can Venmo Rebecca-Magic, just as it's spelled on my videos. I also have Cash App, PayPal. all the things. So reach out if you're wanting to give back. I am so grateful. And I'll see you guys next week for the final quarter so that we can wrap it up, baby. Shalom.